Now, sir, one of the most talked about issues in the country lately is the revelation by the Ministry of External Affairs in Parliament that last year, in 2022, over 2.25 lakh Indians renounced their citizenship, the highest number since 2011. What do you make of this development, sir, and what could be its potential ramifications for India?
It's a great question, Akshit. Now, as we all know, because of the failure of higher education in India, and because of the desire for good quality education on the part of the parents for their children, lakhs of youngsters are going abroad, particularly to Western countries. Obviously, for good education, they go to United States, they go to Australia, they go to Canada, Britain, some of the European countries, etc. Lakhs of people are going for higher education to other countries, spending billions of dollars, and after that, they get into a job because of their qualifications, and those countries make a special effort to retain highly talented people and skilled people. They are smart. They want to grow their economy. So they don't want to lose the people whom they educated. So they give all kinds of inducements and all kinds of opportunities if they are bright. And once they settle on the jobs, sometimes they're also offered citizenship. Now, typically, in a rich country where there's economic freedom, plenty of opportunities, and if a passport is valued anywhere in the world, if they offer citizenship, most people would like to prefer that. Some people would like to retain Indian citizenship, but most others would become citizens of that country. And it's not therefore an accident that out of the lakhs of people going, as and when the opportunities arise, many are becoming citizens. So this year is now 2.25 lakhs. I'm sure the number is increasing over the years.
It's a trend.
And it will continue to increase as long as Indians are in search of opportunities elsewhere in the world. There are two ways of looking at it. No, we will not allow them to go abroad. Is that what we want? Do we retain people in the country by force? Then we are a totalitarian dictatorship, a third-rate country. We are a free country. Our citizens must have wings. They must fly anywhere they like, and they must do anything that they want. That is freedom. We are a free society. Throughout our history, we valued freedom, not only during independence and the republic. So that's not what we want. We don't want to be a totalitarian country like China or Russia earlier or some other country and prevent their citizens to exercise their fundamental rights. We treat them as human beings with dignity. So not allowing them to go abroad is not the answer. That's a ridiculous thing. It actually is destructive, self-destructive. But if they become citizens of other countries, allowing them to retain Indian citizenship is a good answer. It is said that you can take an Indian out of India, but you cannot take India out of an Indian. Our culture is so strong, our tradition, our civilization have so many strengths that wherever Indians are, wherever they do, whatever they do, they retain Indianness in them. Therefore, they would love to stay back as Indian citizens even as they acquire new citizenship in a new country. It is our government and our laws which are foolishly denying them the opportunity to be citizens of our country even as they are citizens of another country. We are not allowing dual citizenship. Look at any major country in the world, America, Britain, Australia, France, Canada, or Austria, or New Zealand, other countries. Almost every major country in the world, 140 to 150 countries, they allow dual citizenship. Even Pakistan, which is in many ways backward looking, which was formed on the basis of religion, even Pakistan allows dual citizenship for its citizens. Bangladesh allows it. India is in the company of Japan, then China, and Singapore, a tiny country for other reasons, they don't want dual citizenship. But it doesn't make any sense at all. Because who are these 225,000 people? I bet, in terms of per capita income, they will be at the top of the world. Because Indians in the United States are the richest ethnic group in the richest country in the world.
In fact, a majority of them are high net worth individuals.
High net worth individuals. Yes. They are highly skilled people. So by losing them, we are losing skills. We are losing wealth. We are losing their influence and networking. It is to our cost. They are not the losers. They may lose some sense of identity to some extent. But we Indians or India are losing. Particularly because they love our country and our culture. They are part of this. The ethos is that. And therefore, it is entirely in our interest to encourage them to retain dual citizenship. That means we must amend our laws. We must give up our foolish orthodoxy and become part of the mainstream like all the other 140, 150 countries. If you allow them to retain Indian citizenship, even if they acquire a new citizenship of, say, Britain or America or some other country, most of them would love to retain both. We are the beneficiaries because they're bringing back technology to our country. They're our best ambassadors abroad. They're bringing back practices, management practices from the other countries. They're bringing back a lot of money and investment. India is the recipient of the largest recipient of NRI remittances. Without NRI remittances, probably Indian foreign exchange would have been in crisis. The current account balance would have been in serious trouble. So they have been helping us in 100 ways. Instead of being envious or angry, we must be proud of them because they gave us a profile. They changed the image of India in the world. They want to help India. They are continuing to help India. But for their own reasons, they acquire a citizenship of another rich country. Let them retain our citizenship if they wish. It's in our interest. It's a very simple change of law. At the very least, if you are a person of Indian origin, or your ancestors, your parents or grandparents are of Indian origin, if you want to acquire or retain Indian citizenship, you can retain or acquire that as long as everything is okay. If they're inimical to India's interests, we can always deny them that. If they're personally involved in terrorist activity, something, we can always deny them that. But as a rule, people of Indian origin, when they go abroad, acquire citizenship there, we must allow them to retain our citizenship if they so wish. It is in our interest. We must ask them. Otherwise, what happens is, after a generation, these people, they still retain the links with India. Their children who grow up in those countries, they have no interest in India. They'll forget all about us or their past. It's not in our interest or their interest. Therefore, allow them and their children to retain Indian citizenship even as they acquire the new citizenship or vice versa. India benefits. And that also means we must allow them to vote from there. Once they are citizens, they are entitled to vote in India. But if you have an elaborate and complicated process, that will not work. But if you allow internet voting with all safeguards, let's start the process now. In another 15-20 years, the process will mature, just like EVMs matured in 15-20 years. This will mature. Then we'll also be like, just like your EVM or just like your UPI, India will be a leader in that also. So let us experiment, use technology, encourage them to be citizens of India, continue to be citizens of India without losing the other opportunities, and utilize their skills, their knowledge, their goodwill. And that is smart strategy. And India is well placed to do that. And I hope the political parties will bury the hatchet, and on this issue they come together and then encourage millions of overseas Indians to become citizens of India or retain citizenship of India.